So you work, if I have this correct, you work inside of a municipal corporation.
I work for the city of Vancouver.
And what is the city of Vancouver, if you don't mind me asking?
It's my employer.
And, I mean, what is a city?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
And, okay. And where is the city of Vancouver located?
In the state of Washington.
And where is the state of Washington located?
On the earth.
Is it part of anything special? So the state of Washington is located on Earth.
Yes.
Okay, and is it a part of any other group or organization or any affiliation to any other groups? Like
It's
a superior group?
it's part of the Pacific Northwest.
And it is,
It's part of the United States of America. It's one of the 50 states.
but it's not part of, it's not the United States of America. It's part of the United States of America, is that correct?
I guess I'm not here to define the semantics of.
Well, I'm just trying to get a grasp of what we're talking about geographically. I just want to make sure we're on the same boat here. So you say you work for the Municipal Corporation of Vancouver, which is located inside of an organization called Washington, which would be located inside of what is actually
Objection, Your Honor. He said he works for the city of Vancouver.
but that's not factual.
We've had a pre-trial ruling on this, Your Honor. He could make it.
Okay.
Sustained. Move
All
on.
right. If I was to ask you, because you say I was talking into gibberish and not making any sense and seemed erratic, was I saying something along the lines of Vancouver's a municipal corporation that's located inside of an organization that's located inside of a federal corporation that's located inside of a municipal corporation called the District of Columbia? Would that ring a bell kind of close to what I was talking about?
I would say that I probably would have followed a little bit better and would have known what you're talking about compared to that day. What you're saying that day, not that we're there. So, but yes, you could have been reciting information that you were aware of, that you had knowledge of.
Thank you very much. During your training as an officer, did they give you permission to do what you do? I mean, when you got your certificate, do they give you permission to go out and do what you do, or do they just, how does that work? How do you get the authority to go out and do that? Is there like a number or?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
I'm trying to figure out what gives him the ability to do that.
Your Honor, I'm here to see if Mr. Milligan took the property without paying for it. Not
Well,
whether
it's
he's a
relevant,
police
it's
officer.
factual, this is all factual stuff. I need to know about what he actually does. He may be a stranger, I don't know who he could be, I need to know what he does. If he has the authority to do something, I need to know how and why.
I think it was asked and answered.
Okay. So there is all right, thank you. Do you know of any established fact that authorizes you to hold human beings captive?
Yes.
And what would that be?
The right that's appointed to me by the commissioning of my credentials and my employment with my authority of my local jurisdiction that I work.
So you're telling me that a municipal corporation granted you authority to hold human beings captive if they didn't do what the corporation says?
Not in those terms. No, my job on investigations is as a fact finder. I'm not actually allowed to have personal judgment unless I become, I believe, what the courts consider a professional witness or so. So I gather those facts, and then I make a determination of those facts based off of written law. And then from there, if there is probable cause to believe that someone has violated those laws, then I have the right to move forward with my investigations, detaining them.
If you don't mind me asking, what is a fact?
The information that gets presented to me.
It is a fact based in reality?
It's not just based solely off of statements. It's corroborated with evidence as well.
I mean, now what about a law? Is a law based off reality?
A law, to my understanding, is what.
Objection, Your Honor. We're here to figure out what the facts are and not.
Well, I'm charged with that.
Sustained.
For, during your training, for a theft to actually have occurred, does there have to be a monetary or something with intrinsic value that was taken?
Part of the crime of the RCWs involving theft involve a dollar sign, yes.
Dollar sign, yes. So it has to have intrinsic value or just the dollar sign?
Value.
It has to have value. Okay, so being the case that if the dollar has no intrinsic value, then the property, it actually says it on the receipt that was entered into evidence. Kind of hard, I can't really make that out. Can you please tell me what value that is? And please,
Wait.
read it out what it exactly
The
says.
one that's highlighted?
Yeah, symbol for symbol, please.
So for subtotal, it's the numbers 5 and 6,
Uh-huh.
a pound symbol, and then 4 and 7.
What does the pound symbol indicate its value at?
The pound symbol is frequent with most all of their trading receipts and all their, so it is the numerical thing that actually holds that spot.
But it has no value, it's just, it's in there, so the number is 5, 6, pound sign. Is it 5, 6?
5, 6, pound, 4, 7.
And that's a value, it has an intrinsic value, those numbers together have intrinsic value.
To my understanding, the way I read it, in my experience, yes.
So a pound sign has intrinsic value.
This,
What would be the most common method to, like, for me not to have committed a crime, what could I have given them to give them something with intrinsic value?
pardon? I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, I'm asking, what could I have possibly given them that had intrinsic value to acquire such merchandise?
It's common practice for, well, in the U.S. to provide U.S. currency,
And what would that currency be?
money,
But more specific, please.
financial ways to pay for things. So
Money is.
money could be checks that are through banks, credit cards that are recognized that are used, cash as far
Cash,
as paper
like the
or
Fed-
coins.
The Federal Reserve notes? Is that
That
what
is-
you're referring to?
One way to look at it, yes.
And so in your professional opinion as a law officer of the state or of Vancouver, you're on the record factually telling me that the Federal Reserve note has intrinsic value.
As people, well, as people barter for things,
Hmm?
this country's gone to the fact of using things that are created for trade for those things. So I'm not here to discuss the economic background of this country or how things have evolved scientifically
Of
from a
course.
historical perspective.
Of course, I'm just trying to get it on the record, establishing that it was impossible for what they were asking for me to give them anything with intrinsic value to purchase that merchandise.
Some of the, what we would call, for lack of better words, what we call them pre-fight indicators, clenching of fists, that you're placed in handcuffs and detained.
So before I was officially arrested.
Well, before I got all of my probable cause information from the other witness from Walmart.
Yeah.
And I do not recall what personal belongings you had on that day.
But I did have a
Hold on one
backpack.
second. Okay, Mr. Milligan, you're back up.
Did I have a backpack? Did you have permission to go into my backpack?
As far as,
As far as me saying, yes, you have the authority to go into my backpack.
I don't go under your authority.
Yes.
I go under what the state grants me as search incident to arrest. I have the right to go through your belongings. at that point in time.
Are you aware that according to you and their own bylaws, that you have to have a search warrant to go into someone's backpack, especially if you consider them a homeless person?
Objection, Your Honor, this
Submitted by me, that's my name. The GO, which is the report, this whole thing. Related items, 1, so this is what it's listed as. Status was stolen. The YFCAN is the coding that our
So
staff.
you just decided to put that you recovered no value, you recovered nothing with value. In your opinion, you recovered, nothing of value was recovered.
Yeah, what that means is of that nature of value.
Was there anything else that you took into evidence that day?
I did not take anything to evidence, there was safekeeping.
What was that?
I believe there was a pipe,
Yeah, marijuana pipe?
a pipe with residue.
Yeah, did you happen to so you took that pipe?
I did.
Is marijuana illegal in the state of Washington?
It is.
It's illegal?
It is legal.
It's
Yes.
legal, it's legal in the state
It
of
is
Washington, so it's no big deal for someone to smoke marijuana, you can go buy it at the store, correct?
Correct.
All right, great, you guys tax it, you guys even profit off it, correct? Or the state does.
objection, relevance,
Well,
Your Honor.
the state profits off of it. But did you return the pipe?
No.
So you guys just kept it, you took something from me and just kept it?
Actually,
Something that actually had,
since you were to be booked into jail, which you were, we are not allowed to book paraphernalia into jail with your personal property. So rather than it being disposed of by their staff or in some other fashion, lose out of your possession, I took the time to submit it for safekeeping, submitting it to our evidence, not as evidence, but for safekeeping, of which then you, at a later date, coming out of jail, would be able to come pick up from them. So it's probably still sitting on your
Well,
name.
I actually asked to have it returned and it wasn't, so would that be stealing? Because that had, it was worth,
Objection.
it was worth, it cost $84.
Sustain.
All right, that's fine. Anyway, so basically you guys are allowed to take anything you want without permission, and that's fine, according to your training.
No,
No?
that's incorrect.
Okay, so you're not allowed to just take people's stuff.
There's conditions.
There's conditions. What was the condition for you to be able to take my stuff?
Search.
Did you sign a contract with them? With the municipal corporation called City of Vancouver?
Regarding,
Establishing rights, payment, duties, obligations?
I'd ask for clarification. Did he sign something when he got hired by them?
Yes, at any juncture in your life, did you ever sign a contract with the municipal corporation called City of Vancouver?
good question. I don't know if I could actually, with knowledge answer that. I know I probably signed a conditional offer for employment.
I mean, that's big, that's,
I don't know if that would be actually the same type of contract you're discussing, but
right. Yeah, but that's proper for, in this society, for, if you're gonna do business with especially a business like corporation or something, you sign a contract with them establishing what you're gonna do, what you're gonna give, what you're gonna get. Does that sound reasonable?
when you're employed by law enforcement, it's pretty specific what you are entitled and not entitled to do.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty well regulated as far as that goes.
Great, and that's cool. So your paychecks, if you don't mind me asking, are they signed by a piece of the earth?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Okay, thank you, and I'm sorry to waste your time, and I think you have a lot of respect for what you guys do. I have a little daughter, and I know you guys would jump in front of a bull to save her, and I do really appreciate you guys, so thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Work crew?